Well, hello everybody. How has everybody been this week? This week I've been really busy, but we're going to finish reading some more stories about Curious George. This is in the 5-minute stories. And remember I told you I had a bookmark left from when I have to read from where I stopped at. So I stopped at Curious George says thank you. So I'm going to take my bookmark I've made and put it down. Curious George says thank you. This is George. He was a good little monkey and always very curious. Today, George received a surprise in the mail. It looks like you got a card, George, said the man in the yellow hat. It was a thank you card from George's neighbor, Betsy. The card made George smile. It also made him curious. Who could he give a thank you card to? George thought and he thought. The card says, Dear George, thank you so much for the birthday presents. I'm putting the stickers you gave me on everything, even the cards. Sincerely, Betsy. He could send one to the Science Museum director, Dr. Lee, who had shown George her favorite collection of dinosaur fossils. Of course, there was also the librarian who helped him pick out books. The store clerk at the market always saved best bananas for him. And his best friend, Bill, let George fly his kite in the park. George had so many people to thank. He had to get started right away. First, he gathered paper, envelopes, crayons, and stickers. Then he got to work. The man with the yellow hat walked in to find George covered from head to toe. Uh-oh, George, what are you doing? George held up Betsy's card and pointed to the paper scattered around him. Oh, I see, George, said his friend. You're making your own thank you cards. What a nice idea. Would you like some help? The man wrote while George decorated. George was having so much fun that they even made a stack of extra cards. We can hand deliver these tomorrow. Everyone will be happy to see you, George. Their first stop was the Science Museum. George, it's so great to see you, said Dr. Lee. What a lovely card. I'm going to hang it in my office right now. Next, they stopped at the library. What a great card, the librarian said. I'm going to set it here on my desk where everyone can see it, George. We have some more new books in the children's section that you might like if you have time. George looked at his friend. All right, he said. I will go get a book myself. George noticed the mail carrier leaving the library. She was the one who had brought George his thank you card in the first place. He wanted to give her one of his cards too. George hurried out of the door. Could he catch her in time? George jumped up and down on the steps, waving a card, but a group of children was just getting off a bus. They were coming to the library for story hour. George couldn't see which way the mail carrier had gone. But oh, there was a street light nearby. George was curious. Maybe if he climbed it, he could see where the mail carrier was going. Uh-oh, he sees the street light lamppost. He's thinking about climbing it. George started to climb the street light as fast as only a monkey can. But when he was halfway up the pole, his bag slipped off, and in an instant, all the George thank you cards went whirling through the air. Oh no! How would George deliver his cards now? George slid down the pole and grabbed at the cards, swirling all around him. You think he's going to be able to get all the cards? You ever see sometimes paper blows in the wind? I wonder if he's going to get a chance to get them all. Let's see. A boy looked up. Hey, it's snowing mail. A little girl said, don't worry, little monkey. We'll help you pick up your cards. The children gathered up the cards. George was very thankful for their help. He was also grateful that he had brought extra cards. He decided to give them to all the children. These cards are so nice, said the teacher. The man in the yellow hat came hurrying down the steps. George, I didn't see you leave. It looks like you've had quite an adventure out here. The man thanked the teacher and his students for helping George. Let's finish delivering those thank you cards, said the man. George and his friends stopped by the market in the park and then headed home. George felt a little sad that he hadn't caught up with the mail carrier. But wait, who was that at George's house? Who's that? Does that look like the mail carrier? George proudly gave her a thank you card. Wow, George, said the mail carrier. I'm usually the one carrying the cards. This sure is a treat. George waved goodbye, and he and the man went into the house. But George had one more special thank you card to deliver. He had saved the best for last. Look at the type of card he made here. He made a card with a yellow hat. He made the shape of a yellow hat. Now, who wears a yellow hat? Give you a clue. If you look on this page, who's wearing a yellow hat? It is the man with the yellow hat. So he made a thank you card to say thank you to who? What's his name? They call him the who? The man in the yellow hat. The end. So I'm going to put my bookmark for the next story. So when I want to come back and read this, I know where this belongs. And if you like this book is written by, go back to the beginning. This is written by and inspired by Margaret and H.A. Ray. This is written by, this is published by Houghton, Mifflin, Harcourt. And they've also illustrated these books along with writing them. So if you like this, you can go purchase it. There's a bunch of these stories in here about Curious George, or you can go to the library, check it out. That's what I did to this book. I went and checked it out at the library. All right, you guys, please, if you don't mind, just quickly click follow this page. Excuse me, not this page, but this Facebook channel. YouTube channel. Also, go to my Facebook, and there I have a Facebook channel page just for this Facebook, this YouTube channel. There I have where I'm going to be telling you I'm reading stories, going to show you things that I actually make that correlate with the books that I might be reading, you might be interested in. If you would like for me to read a book that your child would like for me to read, please message me through Messenger from that page, and I will get back with you on whether I can read the book, because some publishers don't allow me to read books. I'm still waiting to hear from some other ones. I've written a whole bunch of them. Please give me the name of the book, the authors, the illustrators, because sometimes books are rewritten and have different authors and have different illustrators. So please make sure you let me know that, and also let me know the publisher. And I will give you a shout out inside the video if I find the book and that I can read the book. You all take care. Bye-bye.